All right. Welcome back to in Dealing with Up There. I am Steve from Providence with
Dealing with Up There.
TJ Hubbard, R.A. Minahan, and Tim McCanton. And this is the Forgotten Wedding Ring edition of
the
naming the episodes now, huh?
Yeah, the ring tan edition.
In Dealing with It Up There?
I got a ring tan.
So before we get started, I think we should address the obvious and the fact that about 18 hours after a successful weekend, Kirk posted 2 tweets saying that he was going to take an extended leave. It's not going to be 2 or 3 weeks like the last time to address some mental health issues that he's been having for the past few weeks. I think it would be wrong for us to speculate what's bothering him at this time, but if you guys want to go around and start off with URA, thoughts on it real quick?
I didn't realize that Mike's stand-up was that bad. That's all I'm gonna say. No, but you got to feel for the guy. You know, it's good that he's going to get help. Hopefully, he does it good this time. And he said he wasn't going to take just 2 weeks off, but hopefully he takes as much time as he needs. And anyone who's been through it knows it sucks. But
Tim,
yeah, just hope him the best.
I echo RA's sentiments. Mike's stand-up killed more people than Jonestown, Guyana. I think that I'm with you, Steve. Can't even speculate. Kirk will let us know, and I'll be completely honest. If him being healthy means he never comes back, I am perfectly fine with that. He needs to get healthy. That's all that matters. Seen it happen to too many good people.
What do you got, TJ?
Same here. He just needs to get healthy. It doesn't matter.
This is
you know
heaven.
what I mean?
Hear him.
What? You can't hear me?
I get him fine.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Jeez. All right. Well, of course. Yeah, no.
Justin,
it's just like having
on my end, or is it?
It's just like having something
right now I'm so
clean.
happy.
It's something like hey, you have a knee replacement. It's a
on
medical
your end,
condition.
Steve.
It's
Everyone
not.
else can hear.
And
So
it has to be looked at as that, not a. It's still a medical condition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People get hurt. People have to take some time away, and as long as it gets better, that's all that matters.
All right. Well, I cannot hear TJ, which is probably the best thing that's happened to me in a long, long time since my ex-wife left me. But I am look at his face. What a douchebag. So, what I did want. So I want the reason. I can't hear him. So the reason why So the reason why I wanted us to do this tonight, and I know Justin, which I respect fully, he was kind of against us doing it tonight because of everything going on. And I know Justin's pretty open about dealing with his own issues. I think we all are, as far as we understand that. But after this weekend, I thought it was pretty important to just get out how much fun we actually had. I mean, it was a fucking blast this weekend. Starting off with at TJ's friend's house. We show up, like I said, there was nobody there but TJ and I. Then Rich Mandarin shows up, and for a good period of time, it looked like there was nobody going to be there whatsoever. And Kirk showed up after a while. Place was just crazy, and we got introduced to a new character who I absolutely love, Led Zeppelin guy. And this guy,
Austin
who
316.
Oh, I know, right?
he was actually supposed to come on with us. He DM'd me like, I don't know, a month ago back. He says, "Oh, I really love you guys' show. Can I come on?" And I was like, "That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Of course you
Thank
can come
God.
on." So he was supposed to come on, and he bailed last second.
Today
But-
he bailed?
No, this was
No.
I think he blocked me because so he shows up there and he comes up to I think RA and I and he says, "Do you think that I should go up and tell Kirk that I'm sorry about the other day
Yeah.
or earlier today?" And I was like, "It's probably not the best idea that you've ever had." And
I don't believe you said that.
No.
he just-
I
No,
don't think that's
RA
what
was
it is.
already at the table.
I was at the
believe that for a
table
second.
having an electric
He said it
performance.
to me.
Revisionist
Definitely said
history.
So
it to me.
I'm gonna back out of this real quick, and if since you were there, RA, why don't you tell the story about how this guy acted? I'm gonna back out and see if I can go back in and hear TJ.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Since you were at
So-
the table.
So I was
True.
putting on an electric performance.
Yes.
I was, very talkative,
full of
but
energy.
yeah, full of energy. And all of a sudden, this guy comes up out of nowhere, being like, "I'm a Led Zeppelin guy," and Kirk kind of looks at him, and was like, "Oh," and Blind Mike waves him on, and I'm up there.
He waved him on. He sure
I am
certainly
up
did.
there dying. So my initial reaction was, "Thank God, take the microphone. I'm going to leave." So Mike again
Well, let's-
waves him on.
Just to point out, not just waved him on, said, "Come on up."
Come on
Yeah.
up.
So I'm placing
Oh,
all the
come
blame
on
on Mike. So, I dropped the microphone as he runs up around. You would have thought that like the the glass shattering theme was gonna come
Yeah.
up like Steve Austin. Yeah. The way this kid just beelined it up to the place, and I was just
I
like,
watched
I'm
him come
out of
from
here.
the naked mannequin. I swear to God, I saw past it. He's walking like he's beelining, just like rah, rah. I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy's on something. And he came up.
Yeah.
He came up to me and Steve. He was like, "Oh, I'm a Led Zeppelin guy. Oh, yeah, I asked you to be on the OGs." And then, like you said, he waved him up. And Kirk's immediately like, "No, we're good, And he kept waving him off. And then finally, the muscle had to come in, escort him out.
Oh, Justin did a great job, but I think
Yes, he did.
that the funniest part for me with that whole interaction was I was like, "What's your problem tonight?" And he says, "I haven't done drugs in a long time." And I said,
At least he's honest.
typically I says I'm a father. I would encourage doing drugs after a very long time before you meet somebody that you really want to talk to.
Now, did he get thrown out, or did he just get
Oh
kind
no,
of
he was
moved to the side yard? And
he was doing laps. This guy was fucking. He was
Working on his
heated. And
aggression.
like out of the corner, everyone's eye were like, "All right, what is he doing?" And like just doing laps and laps. And then at one point, he like goes to his car to grab something. He comes out with like bags. Everyone's looking around like, "Okay, like, are we gonna have to evacuate? Like, what's going on?" But
He
turns
comes
out it
up
was
to my
just
buddy
beer.
and goes, "Hey, do you mind if I just go around the house real quick?" And my buddy's like, "What? For what?" "Oh, I have to go to the bathroom." He's like, "You can just go to the bathroom right there." No, I want to go behind the house. So it was kind of, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, whatever.
Now-
Drugs.
He was pissed.
true or false? Was he staying with John from Scranton?
I think he was in the Mid-Cell
I-
mansion. I think
Yes, that's what I had heard. I
think
cannot
he-
confirm, but
I got
That's
a
what my
private
sources are
message.
saying.
So I got his Twitter handle because he private messaged me and said, "Hey, do you know how much Marlboro Reds and beer costs in Maine?"
Well, he
I mean,
he did ask the right guy. I mean,
yeah,
I was
gotta
dead
give him
right.
credit for that.
$7 and $12 for a 12.
So now after that, so that they did the show, then did Mike and the Minifans, which went great. Everything went fine. Justin and Matt Carano did an awesome job of getting everything together. So that wraps up. Kirk's taking pictures with everyone, and we thought it would be a great impromptu decision to take a trip to the casino. So myself, Rich Mandarin, Robert Pattinson,
we have my buddy Robert Pattinson.
New Batman.
TJ and his TikTok famous friend that was taking pictures of everyone. I don't know. what
He's
was
going
on.
pro.
I
Decided that
haven't even looked at his stuff. I don't want to.
real quick.
He's
so,
watching.
so he's got a TikTok account, and I convinced him by the end of the night that he should quit his job and try and become a TikTok influencer. And he was like, "That's a great idea. I think I'm going to do that."
He should.
So we took a trip to Oxford Casino. And Oxford Casino, after we got through security, is probably the biggest shithole I've ever been to in my life.
It was sad.
It was
By casino standards, that was sad.
It was one step up from going into like an illegal basement operation. Like it was bad. There was sheets everywhere. Like it was just
dirty.
bad. But I got to see firsthand, and RA, you can attest to this, what it's like to be friends with a degenerate gambler.
It was bad. I took a periscope of TJ hitting, I think, $800.
Yeah,
I think you were hitting $800. And first of all, the footage was so bad. It looked like an Al Qaeda video. I might as well have just been in a cave shooting this thing. But for those who could make it out, like TJ's sitting there, like, twirling. He's like, come on. Like, I've never seen him so animated in my life. He's getting up. Like Rich Mandarin, who was, paranoid as hell about like COVID. He hits. He goes up there, like chest bumping. They're like hugging. They're like, let's go.
I think I tackled Breadline Callahan at some point.
Oh yeah, Bread was there, but yeah, it was. I've never seen them move so quickly in my life. It'd be like from here, we gotta go to the high roller once, and just like running around. But they were just in the zone.
So you're saying this place was a Las Vegas 2, but a Maine 10 as far as casinos go?
Do you remember?
It's like a Vegas 0.5 and a Maine 10.
Like O'Reilly's on the strip.
It was like every other.
You guys ever seen the movie Reindeer Games?
Yes.
Ben Affleck. It looked like that, except half the size.
Tim, all you need to know about this is when COVID's going on and you are paranoid about COVID and you are in front of a slot machine, Rich Mandarin was dry humping the machine to try and get it to pay out to him.
These dirty machines.
He
was sitting there, he like spin a wheel. He was like, come on. Like basically licking these machines for good luck.
So
it was embarrassing, really.
So TJ was up about $1,000.
TJ had a good night.
He had an awesome night. So he was slowing down a little bit, kind of like ratcheting it down a little bit. Now, RA and I had Rich Mandarin convinced that he was betting $5 a spin. We had him convinced that he was a pussy and he wasn't going to win unless he bumped his bet up to $25. So he had $300 and literally.
So the saddest moment before this point was he's sitting there like he just like cashed out of his money. He took a breath, went reached into his wallet and put out $300 bills and just fed it into the machine. And I was sitting there like I felt defeated for him. Like that was just it was a very low moment. Continue.
It took 32 seconds for him to blow through $300.
Might as well live on fire.
And all that was
it was like
listen,
it was 12 pulls of a lever.
I get to give you a little pregame because, as you guys know, I wasn't able to get there till Saturday. So both of you guys called me, Steve and TJ. Steve and I were in tears about the beginning of the cookout, as he mentioned that there were more people at his Sunday dinners than there were at this cookout at that point in time. And then TJ called me while he was on the way to the casino, giving me an update with what was going on. And in the midst of driving, he got hit by a bird. Not hit a bird, but his truck was hit by a bird. And I heard Billy yell, shit, we just hit something. And for a second, I thought, they're going to tell me it was a person?
I didn't know. I just kept going.
He just kept going.
An unsolved murder case in Oxford, Maine.
So if there's a Minifan that's missing, check the undercarriage. But it turned out to be just, what was it? TJ, was a pheasant or something?
Pheasant. Yeah, bounced right off the grill.
And you kept going and didn't even stop talking.
Yeah, fuck it.
So we left, Tim. We left. So myself, RA, and Mandarin left probably as soon as Kirk started shaking hands and stuff like that. So we had about a 20-minute head start on TJ. Now we're in his car, and all of a sudden, you just seen a fucking flash. I've never seen a Dodge Ram go that fast. It looked like a laser beam. And he goes,
the flash of light on 95.
But that
I might have had a C-note driving. I gotta get that, man.
He was excited.
So that casino was trapped. We had a lot of fun.
$165.
On the way back, I actually had. I made it. I thought was a respectable offer. So Rich was down in the dumps. I bought him an ice cream because it was the only thing. He was a little chubby guy, so it made him happy. I made him an offer that he was actually considering. So we had him convinced because he was in full blown degen mode. I was like, I will buy your Camaro off you for $60, and I guarantee you'll
Turn
win.
around.
And he's like, you know what? And he was like, this is when you
He was
know
considering it.
He was
Yeah.
considering that. He's like,
And this
seriously?
was after him like rationalizing his losses. He was like, I was going to return a $200 backpack anyways.
They always
And
do.
like
always
governed by
do.
fear
Wait,
and
you
like
say they.
Breadline. They owe me like $50 each, and then like I was gonna return some screws to Lowe's. Like I'm up $5 if you really think. Like what am I gonna do with $300? Was an actual quote. Was what am I gonna do with $300?
Tim, you say they like I don't exist. I am one of them. I am one of them.
Yeah, but you're honest.
That's
You're honest with your losses.
So what happened? You guys leave, right?
yeah.
And I have a slip for I don't know $130 left. I'm gonna pull the fucking Rich Mandarin $5 slot machine, 5 times the bet, $25 a fucking whack, right? So ping, 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 there goes $100. Put another $100 in. First whack, I win another $800. Pocketed it all, walked out the door.
There you go.
It was a good gambler's
That's
decision.
responsible.
Awesome.
Even
So
though I was being egged on to waste it all as fast as possible from 2 people that are currently on the screen, I kept most of it. The sad part was when I woke up the next morning, my wife says to me, "Oh, your registration is due on your truck." Womp womp. There goes all the money.
Well, Ari and I were secretly rooting for you two to both lose your fucking shirts. I mean, we were every time you guys dropped 100 or 200, we were high-fiving each other. It's not a real friendly thing to do, but it was fun. But we left.
It was entertaining.
So
yeah.
I am probably the world's worst vacation planner whatsoever. By the end of the night, we all got dropped off at what's that, Cabela's? Yeah, at the Cabela's.
Yeah, the historic parking lot.
Historic parking lot.
Yeah,
There will be a monument there.
I
there's
ended
gonna
up
be.
sleeping in my truck that night. Fucking pass. I only woke up because 2 birds were shitting on the hood of my car.
I heard it was 2 homeless dudes were having butt sex.
Yeah,
And the
it wasn't
rocking of the
Mandarin?
car. I thought Steve, you told me that they were looking at you when you woke up. I
Led
thought that was
Zeppelin
kinda
guys
weird.
on the hood of your car humping it.
So the part that I left out about everything, which I might as well tell now because I think it's funny in retrospect, was so I woke up around 3:30 in the morning, and I had to take a shit, and I don't know where I am.
God,
I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time. So I was parked right in front of some bushes in front of Cabela's.
Oh no!
So I had to have a shit.
The funny part about this,
Pretty
the guy
fucking
that's going to
bad.
probably leave the statue from the commemorative parking area is also the guy that's going to be picking up your shit.
I had no. I was.
And that guy is that Billy, my friend Billy, the TikTok.
The TikTok star.
Yes, he
Full
is
circle.
He's in charge of that Cabela's parking lot.
Well,
So-
he will find his shit in
Yeah.
my left sock. So
Don't think of it as shit. It's a
You shat in
keepsake.
your sock? Who the fuck shits
That-
in their sock?
Why don't you get it in the sock?
That's good aim. If he actually shit in his sock, that's really
I'm
good
guessing
aim.
you wiped your ass with your sock.
I was gonna say, I would assume that's what happened too.
Okay, we need it. We need a
Hang
John
on, let
from
me get my
Scranton
sock off. I'm
production
trying
of
to fit it right
this.
in there.
Yeah.
It's like one of those horse saddles you see in the back of a horse. They have the saddle that catches their shit.
all right, enough about it. So listen. So we fucking
Yeah, we don't want to go too far. Just shitting in a sock in Cabela's and
Was it
TJ's
solid?
friend
Or
Billy
was it,
has to pick
was
it
it
up.
a fucking
All right,
TikTok blowout?
enough shit.
How much of Gig's beans did you eat?
So we had we woke. So we Saturday morning everyone was up. We were ready to go. Lot of fun. I got to see the world's shittiest flea market with the guy that was working.
It was like Ned from South Park.
That gonna be it.
I love those guys.
It was
Wait,
sad
wait,
to
wait,
see a
wait, wait.
24-year-old like that, though. You know.
5% off the chainsaw.
We're skipping something here.
So I
Steve, how
bought a
did you
chain.
prep for the day?
How did I what?
How did you prep for the day? You want
Well-
to tell that story that you told me?
So I didn't have a room, so I went to the gym. I had a great workout, and
Not just that.
I went to the Planet Fitness. Before I got there, I bought a $1 shower shoe and a bar of soap. And I went after my workout. I went to the shower and so I get in the shower. I come out And
The dog scraping his ass across the lawn.
There was this old man standing in front of me with the biggest cock I've ever seen in my life, and he's staring at me, and I'm staring at him. I'm trying to cover myself, and his fucking thing was just looked like an old grandfather clock. I wanted it so bad.
Did he say to you, good thing there's no squirrels around, they come and steal that acorn?
So TJ, when I show up at the show, the first thing he says to me is, "Oh man, I was at the gym taking a shower. You should have seen the size of this guy's cock."
It's the guys though with the big long
like
baby arm of cocks that they'll go to the gym and just go around and be like, "Hey, what's up? What's up?"
Yeah, just in the locker room.
Wait to tell
reason I don't go around mowing my lawn shirtless.
Right.
So
He was mesmerized, like he was getting hypnoptized by it.
So
grandfather clock. Ping, ping,
so
ping.
we go to this fucking flea market, which is a dump. It is the biggest fucking.
But it's open Monday to Monday.
Just smelled like old people in like Brussels sprouts.
It was so bad. So we go inside there. We're looking around and whatnot, and I never laughed so hard in my life than when RA's friend comes over and he says, "Look at this," and he opens up this box of sneakers, and the name, the brand of the sneakers was
Hold
Air.
on.
That's it.
Air.
It was just.
Tell me
Air.
he bought a pair. Tell me he fucking bought a pair.
Well, no,
Oh my
I think
God.
he left them in his car. So the name of the sneakers was Air. It didn't have. It was. Please tell me you got them. Do you have
So he
them?
left them in my car. The brand is called
God.
Air Balance. $22.
What a quality sneaker.
Whoa.
What a quality sneaker.
About $18 more than I thought they'd be.
Yeah,
Bring
they're
'em up.
called
Bring 'em up.
Air.
Let's
Yeah,
bring
look
'em
at
up.
these things. Look at these guys. These are quality. He's gonna, if he's watching, he's gonna
Robert
fucking
Pattinson
kill
Air
me.
Balance.
I bet these are a hit at all the nursing homes.
So they're just called the Air Balances.
Wow.
There's no
Wow.
tread on them, is there?
No,
There's no
it's a
tread.
glorified slipper.
There's no
I think
name.
I think if you wear it once, it's just gonna fall apart at the seams.
So
And he was
worst.
very, very defensive about this. So I told him like, "Oh, listen, like you left them there, but." Before I was like, "Oh, you're gonna wear them out?" And he goes, "No, these are my going out shoes. I'm not gonna get these dirty. Like, are you kidding me?" He's like, if there were 3 stripes on these, $80 easy. So I texted him. I was,
Senior center, he's going to be a
song
hit.
called Air Balance.
yeah.
on it.
So I texted him.
Balance.
I texted him and I was like, "Hey, like, you left your Air Balance." He goes, "No." He's like, "You better not fucking wear them. I'll know if you wear them." And I was like, "Listen, don't worry about it.
That's
No
protected.
chance I'm going to wear these." So yeah, those are the $22, the Air Balances.
so we
I'd rather
we
cut my
go-
leg off with a bone saw.
we go looking around, and I
Bonesaw.
mean, we were rooting around through. We were looking for something Ronald Reagan. We were gonna get Steve something from there just because we thought it would be funny. But RA found a fucking mint chainsaw, so he goes
Beautiful.
up.
I got it running today.
Oh, it works.
New spark plug and just new fuel lines, and started
So-
right up.
We go to the register, and he says, "I know it says 30, but what can we do here?" And the guy
So I was like, listen, like I was like, I don't know if it's going to start. And this guy looked like Ned from South Park, like they're coming right for us. So I'm trying to like haggle. I'm watching a lot of Pawn Stars lately, so I'm like, I got this guy. It's like, can we do like 20? And he goes, the best I can do is 29.48.
29.48. Jesus.
I was like, hey, like that.
Much, huh?
I was like, hey, that's oddly specific.
He
B,
had that
like,
number worked out in his head, huh?
29.40. I was like 52 cents. Like I was like, you know what? Keep the 30. Like it's fine. That's the best you can do.
You got screwed out, right?
Like I said, he looked like a 24-year-old in real rough shape. Like with
What?
great geometry.
I got a couple questions.
Yeah.
One, it's a $30 chainsaw. I mean, we can haggle the guy down to like $4.
I said 20 because I don't know if it's gonna start.
So would you have compromised and gone for like 29.72?
Anything cheaper is a
No.
Meet him halfway.
no matter what. I see
No.
it.
No, I'm a hard negotiator. I felt bad for the guy. He could probably use the extra
Yeah,
52 cents.
you really stood your ground there.
He needs a new box.
I can't tell. I don't know the future, but that guy, I can guarantee if we go back there next year, that guy's not going to be there.
It's gonna be new employees.
It's going to be that
So-
guy's gonna,
Can I say something in defense of TJ?
yeah.
Mm.
So
Yes.
he took a lot of shit about in dealing with up there this past week with his gourmet food suggestions.
Yeah.
As soon as I hit that area, coming from, I don't know, Scarborough or wherever, there is fucking nothing for miles except what TJ talked about. I mean, nothing. There's no clam shacks. TJ, you were right, my friend. And I kept saying it. There's only Subway, Waylayings. Yeah, a little ways away. Exactly. If you're looking for something right by the drive-in, there's nothing. You could, you could drink some of the water over at Aquabog to get you by, but as far as food is concerned, it's very limited.
Yeah. So I mean, so we got there. Everyone got there early. No one adhered to what Steve said as far as get there at 3:30. We got there
30
around
minutes 3.
I think Lauren and I got there at 2. RA was right behind us. He got there fucking super early, and he invented the tailgate before the tailgate.
So before I showed up, everyone's sitting there twiddling their dicks, not doing anything. So I showed up with Robert Pattinson, my buddy, and pop the trunk, get some White Claws going, and the tailgating began. The tailgating to tailgate, and by the time they opened up the doors, everyone was like 2 or 3 drinks deep, and it just went from there.
We had a great time. So we get parked, and everyone started piling in. I didn't think it would be that much fun, but it was a fucking blast. It was
a ball.
Not even so much about. At one point, I even forgot they were having a show. I went through a little blackout period because I drank. We went to a liquor store before we got there, and you were like, "Do you want me to get you anything?" I was like, "No, I don't need anything
Sat
at
there
all."
pouty. Yeah.
I fucking blew through all your drinks. I fucking drunk you dry.
Oh yeah, I know. My buddy had to go grab some more. He walked up Route 1 for like 2 hours trying to find all his gas because Justin was like, it's like a mile that way. Turns out it wasn't a mile that way.
But so everyone got there. Everyone parked their cars. Gig and Tony are 2 fucking studs. They set up like a living room.
I sat on that couch for at least 2 hours that night.
Great setup.
Blind Prison Mike had like a grill set up. Like, and he had beer pong set up. It was. I saw like cornhole. We had spike ball set up. I beat Ted Sellers in spike ball. I'm very happy to say that.
It was
bad.
I beat Ted in a race.
Yeah, all right. You should be very proud of that.
I'm very. But you know what? We played.
Seriously,
we played.
Pretty freaking good.
He's a master of the serve. He's got the low center of gravity. He puts a lot of English on it. But JJ Clackey and Rich Mandarin played us before. They scored like 3 points. Ted put up, I'd say, 16 points. So
now let me ask you guys
Good
a quick question.
too.
So speaking of JJ Clackey, super nice guy. I mean, he is legitimately a nice guy. He was walking around the whole drive-in with a Tupperware
of chocolate.
and he's like walking up to random strangers saying, "Take this now." And he was all insulted that no one would take his chocolate.
So he came up to, I was with a couple people, and he was just like, "Hey, you guys want chocolate?" I'm like, "I know him." But, they were like, yeah, sure, whatever. And like, they walked away, and I was like, "Do you even know who that is?" And they're like, "No." I was like, "So you just took random chocolates from some guy at an event?"
And
was telling them,
was he driving the van with the Lost Puppy free candy?
I did have a piece of his chocolate, and all of a sudden I looked up and the moon started to melt. It was fucking weird.
I'm telling you, I took it. I woke up in a dumpster the next morning.
I'll tell you what that whole thing reminded me of. I know I go back to this a lot, but it reminded me of the 3-day fish fest.
Shakedown Street, absolutely. Exactly. You got the lady in like the she's handing out cookies or something like that. I was saying that. I was like, the last time
someone handed me this acid. Unbelievable. I didn't take any of it yet though. It's nice sheet of acid.
That's a fucking great card. Hold on to that. It's gonna be worth money someday.
A grown man made those. Never forget that.
So just to point out a couple of things. We all got in right. They opened up early, so they were letting everybody in about 3:00. The show didn't even start until, it started as soon as Kirk got there, right? He went around, said hello to everybody.
Yeah.
Like he always does, just giving. Steve, by the way, was ready to freaking rip me to shred with his talons because they said hi to him. when I was up by the stage. All I did was say,
not
"Hey,
me.
Steve." He turned Steve Robinson. He turned it around and said, "What?" He was ready to jump down my throat. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm just saying hello. But he had gotten a cut on his finger, and I don't know. So anyway, he was losing blood fast.
He was there since noon trying to set
He
up,
was.
so.
He worked his ass off. So people, just to give a perspective, this didn't kick off till 9:02, I believe, and people were there 6 hours beforehand, happily. Like JJ Clackey melting, literally melting in the sun. The poor guy was just melting away. It was about 95 degrees, no breeze, and people couldn't have been happier to just walk around, say hi to each other, introduce themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just an amazing, amazing event. The whole experience was incredible.
I thought it was better than Madawaska. I
agree.
had more fun than at Madawaska. There was more people there. It wasn't -20.
I guess I haven't thought about that yet.
Yeah, I had a better time. Madawaska was cool because of like the experience we all had, like getting up there. Like TJ and I almost died a couple times.
Yeah, no, that was not cool. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It was great for the passenger seat. It was awesome.
If I compare just the Lakeview restaurant to the venue of Saco, I'm going to say Saco was better.
Yeah, it was a great time.
More people. It was awesome.
It was phenomenal.
Now,
did you guys who went to both nights? I know we were all at Saturday.
Nobody went. Nobody on here went to both nights. No,
I think Lauren did, right?
Yeah, but her stock's way down.
She was looking for a wedding ring the second night.
Yeah, she was trying to cover up a tan. It was weird.
So should we get into the name of the episode here?
Well, just real quick.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So some things that I had the last thing I remember before I got a little blackout, I remember the Mancock family passed around their baby like it was a Stanley Cup. I mean,
great Steel Lesme.
Baby's got a great immune system.
Yeah, she
has to have a great immune system.
She is going to have the strongest immunity going forward.
Exactly.
They're going to have to take her plasma to make the vaccine.
Right?
So at a point, I guess
little baby though.
Adorable.
I got a little fucked up, and I guess I tried finger banging Ted in front of his father, and then
it happens.
Ted's dad was awesome.
It happens. It's Saturday night in Saco. What do you think?
Ted's dad was great.
Then I asked Gig if he wanted to take a walk in the woods. I don't know what the fuck.
You said you were going to blow like 5 guys on a couple separate occasions.
Yeah,
you said you were going to blow some dudes.
Unzipped and whipped it out, and it was like, "It's right here. What are you doing?" And then you got cold feet.
That's not how.
It's going to be like a circus seal.
I did say that, but not in that context. I was like, "Hey, I feel like blowing 5 guys." That's not how it went. But regardless,
semantics.
That's exactly what you said.
So then
multiple times.
So the show gets going a little bit. So everyone. So
I did notice that there was a bathroom attendant that looked very much like you in the men's room, which had a trough. So that was kind of strange.
That was a throwback.
So
let me help you with that.
Hey, man, you need a hand?
Hey, would you like a mint?
You want some
Blob
chocolate?
And I shared a trough. It was romantic. It was great.
So the show gets started. Then we get introduced to and I feel bad for this because the only thing I'll ask is before I talk about this guy, don't judge. Like, people have stuff going on at home that not everyone may know about. I happen to know the guy, but then we got introduced to Truck Alarm Guy as soon as the show started. And it was so bad. I guess it was.
Wait! Before we get to that,
Truck Alarm Guy.
One of the best quotes I heard of the night. I was talking to DEC and someone else who shall remain nameless. Super nice guy, very friendly. You guys all know DEC talks all the time about he gets very anxious. He had said he was very anxious about going up to this event. He's an introvert. Believe it or not, as good as he sounds on mic, he gets very anxious about doing that, and he always does a great job. So we're just chit-chatting, and this gentleman, if you also know DEC, he will tell you he has struggled with alcohol. He is recovering, and he does great. And this gentleman asked DEC, "Do you want some mushrooms to calm you down?" But it came from the heart.
It came from a good place.
DEC, I think, just rolled his eyes, took a sip of the water, and said, "No, thank you."
So he turned.
It made me laugh so hard.
So you're telling me he turned down John from Scranton?
It wasn't John.
Yeah.
It was not John. It wasn't John.
I
It was a
wanted-
very sincere offer, and
Yeah,
I did
came
point out
from a
that
good place.
it did.
I tried my hardest to ruin his sobriety that night. Like I really wanted him to get fucked up. I tried.
You were so
Yeah.
drunk, I'd sneak up behind you and sit there, and then I'd be like, he doesn't even know I'm here. You had a sweatshirt on, you were like this.
So much fun. So much
Sweatshirt on a 95.
really enjoyed the show.
Day and night, by the way.
So the show gets started. It's going off seamless. And then about 30 minutes in, Kirk looks over to Mike and he says, so, this is just like right about now it would be about the Wilbur time. You were going to do a stand-up. Are you ready? And Mike's face just fucking dropped. And Kirk and Steve exited the stage and left Mike there for 10 minutes of stand-up that I will never forget in my fucking life.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and Steve came in like halfway through to like fix something, like cracked 2 jokes, the place erupted, and then just left.
That's something about president. Some jokes.
It didn't even matter because Mike was just sitting there like it was like me on Mike and the Minifans. He was just like, oh. Steve goes up, he's like, hey, 1, 2, and then leaves, and everyone's like, yeah.
And the peanut guy yelling at him.
Now, Tim, you're a man who.
Oh, yeah, we yelled dump him out, and he dumped him out.
Oh, unbelievable.
Tim, you're appreciative of a good comic.
Huge
How did
tip.
you?
Absolutely.
How did you feel about that stand-up?
Mike bombed worse than the worst bombing in fucking Fallujah, Iraq on its first day. It got to the point where I turned the radio down.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable.
It was major league, and when you resort to showing your boobies, your double B's, the physical comedy doesn't go over. It's time to just put the mic down quietly and step back.
No,
That was painful.
None of us were there Sunday, but from what I'm told, people actually left because the stand-up was so fucking.
And he had time to prep, so it's even worse.
That was fucking bad. But I mean, the show ended around what, 11? It got done around 11 o'clock.
Right about 11.
I mean, I had the Big Cat video was funny. Kate's video was really funny.
That was excellent.
I mean,
Yeah.
What was TJ? I'll start with you. What was your biggest takeaway of the night?
My biggest takeaway of the night was, I think it was Big Cat's video. Shocking, huh?
Really? Okay.
That he actually physically pissed.
I believe I heard a big as soon as Big Cat video played.
Completely true.
Yeah.
Pissed.
Yeah.
He did it and then sat it down.
All right.
I think that's funny.
I like the Ted Sellers and the Blind Mike sort of routines when they were doing the Sound of Music, and then they I thought that was pretty cute. I heard that they did Brokeback the second night, which I'm mad I missed, but yeah, I thought Ted would a good weekend for Ted, a good Saturday for him.
What about you, Tim?
I thought the funniest takeaway for me from those little vignettes or the little videos was twofold. The Reagan piece was hilarious, and that Carano purposely. You can tell Matt. You can say this isn't true, but the video of Chris in the KUNT. Forget what the Kirk where Chris says, and I've been compared to genitalia. The fact that it played again right up to that point tells me that was a conspiracy by Carano to make Quantum Week Chris look bad.
Want to emphasize
it was glorious.
What
about you, Steve?
Stood for cunt.
You know, in all honesty, I loved the show. I had more fun leading up to the actual show itself being there. I mean, I will say, so I know I was worried that there was going to be some fights there. Some people weren't going to get along. Overall, I mean, you could have just said, we're going to have a Minifan meetup, no show. That would have been that would have been well worth the ride.
Minifans like to have a good time.
My poor kid who thought we were going to go fishing, he mixed up what I told him. And my poor kid was waiting for like fucking 6 hours for me to show up.
Staring up
for 2 days with his pole and his hat and his vest.
Dad, that you?
Daddy?
That second dad?
But we had
Looked like me at Friday night waiting for cars to pull in.
Someone?
That's someone I know.
Where is he?
But
What's the amendment to Big Brother, Little Brother again?
but I will say everyone was awesome. I had a great time. I met so many people.
I met a
which
ton
was
of people.
No one. I will never ever again think in my head, all right, this is Moss Dudley. He's going to be some big man of color with a huge cock, and he ends up being a guy that's probably 120 pounds. And I will never base an avatar off of who they actually are.
Wow,
I will never. Never again.
That's very progressive of you.
Never again will that ever happen. Never again.
You mean the avatar doesn't reflect the person in real life?
Yeah, it's
No,
weird. It's like I don't look like Kirk. It's odd.
Yeah, right.
I'll be honest. When I saw Blow Up, I tried to grab his cock to see if it was real. But
Yeah, there's a lot to be told there, isn't there, TJ?
I thought Blow was gonna be like middle-aged and fat. I was kind of let down. I thought he was just gonna be his avatar, but like I found out Elon Musk is a baby, but I thought it was just gonna be middle-aged fat guy.
Blow in reality looks like the guy that would steal your hubcaps at a friggin' red light. Like
yeah, it sounds like if he asked you like in vacation, like when you asked him for directions and all of a sudden his car's on cinder blocks, like that's what I kind of picture Blobe doing.
He's a white guy, so we're not saying anything friggin' racial, but
I cannot confirm. I did not get a good grasp. Let's just say I didn't get a good grasp, so I can't confirm whether or not he may be transgendered.
Oh, well, good for him or her then. Good for them.
Where did that come from? You're an idiot. You are an idiot.
I thought just let this one fester. Hang on.
But governed by fear.
He always told us he was a black transgendered person.
Governed by fear has to watch a safe son time. I have to. That's definite. But overall, man.
So
great time. Just a great time.
I saw a few people, few family units. It looked like there was a husband, a wife, and their son who was maybe a teenager or something, which is incredible. A lot of cars, like us, a lot of cars were just swinging dicks and grinding farts into car seats the whole time. But there were way more women there than I ever thought there would be.
Some of the Minifans, they've got some nice looking significant others. Kudos to them.
Yep. And
Matt from Providence, big thumbs up from me, buddy. Big thumbs up, Matt.
That's not creepy at all.
Yeah, he looked good.
Him.
That's not weird at all.
Now what you guys think of the food trucks? So for Saturday night, Sunday night there were more food trucks, but Saturday night there was the hot dog truck and the ice cream truck.
Yeah, hot dog and an ice cream. So
what you guys think?
Ice cream was
awesome.
awesome.
The ice cream.
More of a regular 100% beef frank. It was a decent hot dog.
Do you like
the ice cream? The ice cream was fucking phenomenal. I'll just tell you that. It was really good. Me and Mandarin were over there for at least 2 hours just hanging out.
Yeah.
Wow.
There were the food trucks. I was hoping there was a merch table, which take it for what it is. I would have bought something. I was hoping there was a merch table, but I understand there was just so much going on. The food trucks, I was expecting a little bit more in the fact that I forgot that he had said that one of them had bailed out. The ice cream was great, but the other one screwed early. Like I was hungry, and it bailed at like 10 o'clock, halfway through the show. The guy just drove off. But it was fun. I mean, that's not where I didn't go there for the food truck experience.
Well, I think that one truck was on prison furlough anyway, so they had to get back before like 10 o'clock. I mean, Jesus, Steve did a phenomenal job. If you think about it, the show was incredible. The show was so great. It was a 7-8 hour event at a drive-in that Steve had said used to show pornos. And so there was a 8-hour event in Saco, Maine in the middle of summer with food trucks, great production. The sound was really good. The video was excellent. The content was fantastic. Kirk going around and saying hi to everybody. Steve saying hi to everybody. Mike saying hi to everybody. Was just an unbelievable event that I don't know how you could replicate it. And they did it again Sunday night. That's what amazes me.
And there was
all out there.
There was a lot of social distancing. I saw everyone wearing masks. So I thought that was the biggest takeaway.
Yep, I agree.
Everyone wore masks both nights.
I think there was only 2 people without masks that I saw. All right.
Yeah, I agree, Tim. That was a very, very well done, very safe. I'm sure no one's going to get COVID.
So we were all happy with everything. It sounds like at the end of the day. Now I don't
Phenomenal.
know what's going to happen with everything in the coming future, in the near future. I have no idea. I think, like I said earlier, it would be wrong for us to speculate. It might be a month. It might be 2 months. It might be the summer. I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on. None of us know. I know that. But the only thing that I will say is we are very lucky as a fan base to be granted a lot of access that we are given.
Amen.
I would think that maybe some of that needs to be cut back. Who knows? I don't know. I can't say what is triggering what happened today, but if we're allowed to come back next week and do another show, we'll be back next week. If they say we're going to take a break from everything, then we'll take a break. I guess we'll only all find out as maybe tomorrow we'll hear something, day after. I don't know. But before we get out,
I'll do this on a weekly basis. Whatever. Or
Do you
no,
guys
not.
have-
It doesn't matter.
do you guys have anything in closing going around from RA to Tim and to TJ? Do you guys have anything in closing?
Well, I
It's
just
a
want to get
very-
to one point. You said earlier the drive-through used to show porn.
That's what Steve said.
And he is 100% correct. It did.
Mm.
But what I'm weirded out by is that, hey, honey, I'm going to take the 76 Chevelle down and watch a movie.
Check out this porn.
And you go, oh, hey, the movie's on. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
What kind of world we live in where you drive to the fucking movies to jerk off?
Yeah. Across the street from a
You know,
water
sometimes you want to get out of the house and change the scenery. I see where it's
I think
coming
it was a
from.
simpler time without internet. That's the only thing I can
you're
really
not
think
from
of.
Boston, but you guys might have heard of the Pilgrim Theater at one point. I mean, you go in there, you heard nothing but squeaking chairs. I'll just say that.
No, just think of this. So there's like 10 other guys driving around the 75 Ford and everything else. They're just going to the movies. It's fine.
You're really
You know?
painting this picture.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Sorry,
don't
Are
find
you
that
telling
in
us from
Ford,
Are you telling us from
Chevelle.
experience, TJ?
No.
Any
No,
other
no,
specific cars?
A lot of detail for not being there.
All right. What do you got before we get out of here? Anything whatsoever, buddy?
No, it was a good weekend. Hope the best for Kirk.
Yep.
That's about it.
What about you, Tim?
2 things. Just thank you to Kirk, to Steve, and to Mike, and to all the Minifans for making it just it's unbelievable. You can't describe it to anybody. So I can't thank Kirk enough. And I really pray that he gets better. And whatever that means is whatever it means for him.
Steve,
Awesome.
Tim, I think you're right. There's a lot of people that didn't know what the show was about that attended Friday night, that also went Saturday night, and a lot of my friends were like, "Wow, that's it's pretty cool." So yeah, it's the whole community, the Minifan community, Kirk, everybody that contributes. It's awesome. It's awesome to be a part of. So.
And with that,
Steve?
hopefully, I had a great time. I got no complaints. With that, we will get out of here. Justin, thank you very much, buddy.
Yes.
Thanks, Justin.
You're the best, man. And with that, we'll be out of here.